You feel me? You can talk about some NBA.
Oh my
A lot
gosh.
has happened, fam. We haven't really talked about playoffs since I guess the last conversation that ended up getting deleted. So we
Hmm.
got a lot to talk about. Number one, Patrick, who's the best player in the world today?
The best player in the world right now.
Best player in the world today. Yeah.
The best player in the world, bro. I can't even lie. It's probably SGA. SGA
Wow.
is probably the best player in the world because, well, for one, we don't know where the series headed. Is headed. It's 2-0 right now, and that nigga's been working. I don't think SGA gets the
Yeah.
credit for being as consistent as he is. Like,
Right.
it sucks for what Jokic and the team and where he's surrounded. He's got bounced. He hasn't made the conference finals in 2 years. I think SGA, like, his consistency doesn't get talked about enough, and you don't really have to worry about what kind of player he's going to be out there. I think the same goes for Jokic too, but SGA, when he's playing basketball, it kind of just looks like fluid. Like, he doesn't really he makes everyone on the floor better regardless of the circumstance. It's almost like they're playing like they're unbeatable right now. Like, that's what
Yeah.
they're doing right now. Like, the Timberwolves really just don't. They look lost kind of out there. Like, they're always crawling from behind. They played every team like that except for the Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets was a nail biter series. But if he wins his ship, I mean, I don't think there's any dispute on who's the greatest player in the world is, in my opinion. But I think Jokic is a
Yeah.
close second. What about you?
I like that assessment. I think as much as I hate on SGA sometimes because he doesn't play exactly how I want him to play, I have to give him credit in the sense of if he wins this chip, it'll be one of the more underrated chips. I think back to Giannis in his season when he won in 2021 in the sense of who's your second best player? Like Jalen Williams? Like he's a good player, but he's not even an all star. Or
He
maybe was
was.
he? I don't. Oh, was he an all star? Okay, he's a first
Mhm.
time all star, but like I don't have him in my top 10. I don't have him in my top
No.
15. So because of that, how many players have won championships where your second best player was out of the top 15?
Hmm.
Most guys who win championships, they have a guy that you can definitively say probably top 15, top 20. I think Giannis, Chris Middleton was playing pretty well at the time. Jokic, I think Jamal Murray in the playoffs can turn into that top 20 type guy. But I don't think there's a lot of players in NBA history who've won without another player who is probably going to go to the Hall of Fame too. And I look at Shea and I'm like, yo, your roster is filled with a bunch of guys. I'm going to keep it three stacks. I don't even know their name. I know Andrew Caruso. I know
Alex.
Chet Holmgren. Alex. I don't even know who that is. He's one of the
Alex Caruso.
guards.
You said
Oh,
Andrew.
Alex Caruso. Oh my bad, Alex Caruso. But all them dudes who are coming off the bench and giving quality minutes, I don't even know who their names are, and they're good. But SGA is still leading the team in scoring. He's still scoring 38, 36, 35, and I'm like, man, to lead that team, I think it's just so underrated what he's doing to lead that team because I
But you
don't
know,
think a lot of guys get it done with that same team. Go ahead.
no facts, and I think that the thing that he's benefiting from is like the guys off the bench. Like,
Right.
I know a couple like Andrew. I mean, not Andrew Wiggins, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah
Yeah.
Joe. They go in and they play their role. Like Isaiah Joe's a sniper. Like, he'll go in there and shoot 60% from the 3 point line, and he gives them that 3 point shooting that they need. Lou Dort
Yeah.
starts, but he's a good shooter, and he's a phenomenal defender. Like, I mean, phenomenal.
Yes. First team.
You know what I mean? Hartenstein, he goes in there, gets those boards. He's that big body down there. Him and Holmgren work crazy off the pick and roll, bro. Like, I'm talking
Yeah.
crazy. So it's like he gets a benefit from that. Like you said, like, they just play their roles.
Yeah. Is that series over to you with Minnesota?
It's not
Game
over.
2-0? I agree. I
3-0,
don't
it's
think
over.
it's over. 3-0 for sure it's over. But 2-0, I think Ant-Man still has something. I don't recall exactly how old each one of them is. But, I think Ant-Man, these are the growing pains at 23 you kind of have to go through. I think every great player has to. And I think for him, he has to get more aggressive in those fourth quarters. I don't know what happens to him. There was a lot for game one. He had 0 points. I've seen in
Yeah.
the fourth quarter. I've seen him in other games get really passive, and that's something that as much confidence and swagger as he has, I think it's one of the worst parts of his game, just because the way his body is designed at this age, he can run through people. So when I see him get passive, I don't even know what he's thinking anyone else is gonna do. You know what I mean? Like your second best player is Julius Randle. Outside of that, it's kind of up for grabs on any given night. So I don't know what's wrong with him there.
No facts. I'm surprised to see him like that.
Yeah.
You know, when he goes to that kind of goes into that state, because you see his personality off the court, even on the court. It's like he's attacking LeBron, going head on. KD when they swept them, like he's really got that dog in him. And I think sometimes, like even last series, like when Kyrie dogged the shit out of him that first game, he was kind of just passive, you know. The rest of the series. But on a side note, I checked. I'm gonna let you. But I checked our predictions. We're 2 for 4, bro. Well, I think we picked 5, but we picked Minnesota and we picked the Knicks to be our favorites to win. So I think we're 2 for 5. Like out of we could have, one of our favorites could win the finals, bro. Look at us.
I like that. I'm proud of us for that. I told you I don't fuck with that. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
No,
stop it. I knew from the jump. Stop it. And I'm not gonna lie, that pussy shit they did with Darius Garland, them dudes sitting out for 2 games, bro, stop. That, like, as a teammate, that would make me. I would tell you, don't even come back next year. Like,
you can't afford to not miss. You can't afford to miss those games.
No, and they got bounced in what was it? The second round, I guess. Yeah, they bounced second round against Pacers, in what 5, right?
6.
6, okay, whatever, however many it was, man. And yeah, Cleveland, you feel me? And there was a stat on Donovan Mitchell-led teams. They've never made it to a conference finals ever. So
I don't think Donovan Mitchell himself has made it to a conference finals.
Exactly. So I think there's something to be unpacked there that no one's talk about. Celtics, man, that was weird. They were down, and it looked like they were probably going to lose the series. But with Jason Tatum, everyone sort of thought this could go 7 and the Celtics still pull it out. Jason Tatum got hurt. What do you think is happening to these Celtics? They have the most expensive roster in the league. Are they blowing it up? What do you think is happening?
I know they have so much invested in Brown. I don't see them dealing Brown. I don't see him going anywhere.
Really? So they keep the 2 wings together.
I think they might
get rid of Tatum.
I would see them going Tatum before Brown, honestly.
I really would. I could too, just because that injury is so devastating.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I would rather pick up a guy like, you know, Giannis is coming up on his contract year. I'd rather get a guy like Giannis, give up Tatum, and then keep like that Drew, Jaylen Brown, Derek White combo. Get rid of Porzingis, and then kind of rock out with that. I don't think you get rid of Derek White or Drew. I don't think you do that. I think you build around those guys. You can get other superstars that want to come into a system like that. But those guys right there, those are glue guys, bro. That's like the Nuggets dealing fucking Aaron Gordon. Like, that would be crazy.
That's
I don't know.
interesting that you say that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I saw some trade scenarios with the Houston Rockets. I heard the Houston Rockets may be targeting KD this offseason. And it doesn't make the most sense to me, but I could see how it happens. But I could see the Celtics wanting guys like Jabari Smith Jr. and some of those like Tari Eason. And Jaylen Brown's still relatively young. I think like 28, 27. So I think if you compare him with some players, I think they have a shot. I think if I'm Celtics management, I'm just looking at Tatum like, yo, I looked at him in the playoffs and he kind of was underperforming until his last game. And it's just, I think with him, the question has just always been consistency. And now that he's been injured like this, I don't know if he's the personality that can bounce back a better player from it, if that makes sense. So it's too much. I think the Giannis move is smart, though. But the Bucks lost in round 1. Do you think they'll actually move Giannis?
I mean, I don't even know if they got that option. I think Giannis is out of there. I think he did what he needed to do. I think honestly, bro, I think we look at guys like even Brown and Tatum, by the time if they don't deal them and they just, you know, they don't get traded, I think you look at guys like Jokic, Giannis, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, and they look at what they've done. They said, "Look, I want a chip here. I think I had my goal. Now I'm gonna go somewhere where I can actually, especially Giannis. Like I want to go somewhere where I can be a contender for real." They were talking about him that he was at Steph's birthday party or something like that. So they were speculating that he goes to the Warriors. That would be insane. If he went to the Warriors, I mean, that would be fucking crazy. They're probably gonna win.
They would have to. I mean, that'd be too much firepower to not win. Okay, that's interesting. So how about Knicks and Pacers, man? Pacers with the game one. Me and you were on the phone for that, bro. I mean, Tyrese Haliburton, bro. I mean, you said you got Pacers in what, 5, 6, 7?
No, I got Pacers in, well, yeah, Pacers in 6 or 7.
I
Pacers
initially
in
had
6 or
Knicks
7.
in 5, to be honest. Like that
Really?
was my initial thought, yeah. And then I watched Jalen Brunson drop 40 and Cat drop 30, and they still lost. And I think OG had like 20. Like those are the perfect numbers to win. So now that I saw that, yeah, I'm Pacers in 6 because I'm like, bro, that and they stole one at home. You're not gonna win in Indiana. I'll tell you
Bro.
that. I don't think you're gonna win in Indiana. So
The worst thing about the Pacers, there's no like you don't really game plan against them because you don't prepare for Neesmith hitting 6 threes, bro. You don't prep for that. You don't prep for Haliburton hitting a fucking game winner that bounces all the way up to the rafters and back and rattles in. They're so unorthodox. They're so gritty.
yeah.
You can't let up not for 1 second. Like just because Jalen Brunson and Cat scores go for 30 plus, that doesn't mean that's not an automatic win. Them niggas are so gritty, so deep too. Like
Pascal Siakam, TJ McConnell, like
you got guys like Nembhard, freaking even Ben Shepherd, like Matherin.
Turner. Yeah, man. The other big that came from the Wizard. I forget his name. Yeah, Thomas Bryant. Like, I think that's what people have been saying too. Like on ESPN, the analysts are like, dude, they're so unorthodox. Like you said, your game plan can't be we're gonna stop Tyrese Haliburton because he's not coming in there to score 30. He's coming there to get 21, 10, and 12 with 3 steals. So you can't stop that, right? He's just coming in to dictate pace. Then you can't say we're going to stop Pascal or focusing on Miles Turner. Like, no, Miles Turner's getting put back dunks. He might have 1 or 2 post possessions. So you're coming in there and all 5 guys have to defend. And what is the Knicks' biggest weakness on defense? Who is it?
Oh yeah, bro. I mean Brunson is such a fucking cone.
Yeah, worst defender in the league. Like, bro.
Him and Trae Young really are just barbecue chicken out there.
Yeah, bro, and they did. It's funny they sat him in game 1, and the Knicks were playing well while he was sitting. Then he comes back in, and then you see the comeback because they can exploit that mismatch. And if the finals becomes Pacers OKC, that will be the ultimate battle of styles, because the Timberwolves are easy to beat because they're playing freaking iso ball every possession. So you lock in on the individual, you switch, you double. They have to pass out of it. When you have a team like the Pacers that just plays with pace, no pun intended, they can speed it up and slow it down depending on what's needed at a given time. OKC can't just say we're going to throw our best defender here. And I fuck with Shea. I think he's a great defender too, but like we talked about, we noticed the best players aren't really guarding the best players these days. They're putting other guys on matchups so that the best players can use their offense. Shea will have to play a lot of defense in the Pacers series because he will have to worry about a Neesmith hitting 6 threes on him if he doesn't step up. Or he'll have to worry about a switch on Tyrese. And I think Minnesota has fake size, right? They have Rudy Gobert. It's fake size, though, because Rudy Gobert, if he's having a bad game, he's out. And once he's out, it's Naz Reid and Julius Randle, who aren't real bigs. The OKC has Hardenstein and Chet. Those are real bigs. But guess what? The Pacers have real bigs. Miles Turner is a solid-ass big.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Pascal
saying?
Siakam is a fucking solid big. Thomas Bryant.
Thank you. So I think when they get into that battle, it won't be as easy as, we can key in on Julius Randle, get Rudy Gobert out of the game. It's going to be like, our bigs, Chet Holmgren and Hardenstein, are they more talented than Pascal and Miles combined? And that's a
it is a toss up because I'm taking Chet over Miles Turner for sure, but I'm taking Pascal over Hardenstein. Easy.
Mm-hmm. But then I know that Miles Turner is just way more physical. Just way more physical.
He is more physical, but Chet's more skilled. Plus, Chet can play defense too. Like Chet's not no slouch.
He's not a cone. No, he's not a cone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then from a wing and guard perspective, all those no-name wings that the OKC has, the Pacers have the same ones.
No, bro. I think that's the craziest thing. Like OKC has their Nesmith, Nesmith.
Yeah.
Pacers got the Aaron Wiggins. It's crazy. They all match up so well.
Yeah, and then it becomes a matter of Tyrese Haliburton and SGA. We know SGA can get to the free throw line. In clutch moments, I'm interested to see who he actually is. We know who Tyrese Haliburton is. I know, I'm not talking about like fourth quarter, how many points I'm talking about final shot. I know who Tyrese Haliburton is. I don't know who SGA is in that moment.
It is crazy. Yeah. We don't know in the playoffs just because they've never really had that chance. It's most games that they played in is just like blowouts or like not close enough. Every single game the Pacers have played has almost been like a nail biter, or majority of them. And also, bro, I don't know. I think that might be hard to keep up, especially if they're playing a team like OKC. I don't know if they could just keep winning those close games over and over and over again against like a conditioned team like OKC. Like they're so young. Those guys are so young out there, and they know how to run. So
someone said it best. They're like, OKC's defense just suffocates you over time. Because if you see Game 1 of Timberwolves, they played a great first half. But then you have to come in the third quarter, and they're playing that same defense with the same intensity, and then they're doing it in the fourth, and it'll be interesting, man. But this is really a passing of the guard moment. I know people have been talking about 4 new top players have opportunities to win championships this year, and there's no LeBron, there's no Steph, there's no maybe a Jokic or a Giannis in there or a KD,
Tatum,
right? Tatum. This is a passing of the new guard into the NBA, and it's going to be interesting. Like the NBA will become even more guard dominated because all the players I just named, Jokic and Giannis are bigs. LeBron and KD are wings. Steph Curry was really the exclusive guard who was winning. Kawhi was a wing, but these are straight guards. These are 2 guards, every single one. Yeah. Tyrese may be debatable point guard. So it'll be interesting to see the direction of the league.
Before we get off, if the Knicks win, the world's gonna blow up. The world is gonna blow into chunks.
I'll be so confused about basketball if the Knicks win, because then I'm like, so is Jalen Brunson just like better than all these dudes? Like for real, like is Jalen Brunson just better than SGA and better than Ant and better than Tyrese? I'll be so confused if he wins.
What was I about to say? I think now the argument for Brunson and Ant, I don't think it's that far off.
No.
I don't think it is.
Not right now, no. You're right.
Ant's I think he's got to mature.
He does. I think for Brunson, it'll get interesting because he'll be in conversations I don't think he's even supposed to be in if he wins this chip. It kind of reminds me of when the Pistons won, it's like, who's the best player on that Pistons team? And are they an all-timer? You know what I mean? Because most championships, me and you had the conversation, most championships are won by all-time type players. And I think Jalen Brunson, he will immediately be recognized as one of the greatest New York Knicks of all time.
For sure.
Even better than Carmelo.
I think he's already in that discussion.
Yeah, he's in the discussion, but it'll be final. It'll be like Carmelo's under him after that.
Oh, for sure.
The chip.
Yeah.
And then from there, it'll be like, is he the best point guard in the league? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be weird discussions like that. And then it'll be like, where does Jalen Brunson rank all time? Is he a top? Because think about it. How many guys have been championship? Like, Jalen Brunson would technically be better than like a Steve Nash. Because I would take this championship over. It's tough. Steve Nash, 2 MVPs. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really tough, bro. If he wins a Finals MVP, I would take a Jalen Brunson Finals MVP over Steve Nash's 2 MVPs.
It's crazy because did Kawhi ever win an MVP? Like a regular season MVP?
No, but he has 2 Finals MVPs.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think guys like Steph, LeBron, Tim Duncan. Did Tim Duncan ever win an MVP?
Yeah, I think so. I think he had a season.
Okay, yeah.
Or two.
So guys like that, like they won MVP, so they've been the best player in the league. I think you got these guys like Kawhi and what do you call it, Brunson. If they win, they didn't win MVPs. So it's like we put Kawhi top 50 all time for sure.
Thank you. We put him people put him top 20. They got him like top 20. Like
that's what I'm saying.
18,
Yeah,
19.
exactly.
And so I think it's even a conversation: is Finals MVP more valuable than League MVP? And I'm actually going to say yes.
You think
people
so?
People say rings don't matter. I would tell you within the ring, if you win Finals MVP, that might be more valuable than someone's regular MVP. And there's different MVP years. So like a Russell Westbrook MVP, that's one of the more impactful MVPs in my opinion. But versus like some of Michael Jordan's MVPs are like kind of debatable. But like Dirk Nowitzki's Finals MVP, I'm taking that all day.
Oh yeah,
some of these guys regular season MVPs, but then like a D Rose MVP, that puts him up there. Like D Rose is up there in the point guard discussion. So it's
for
like
sure.
I think the Finals MVP discussion is a very interesting one to have, especially if your team is not high caliber. I think when Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, he won it on one of the greatest Celtics teams ever. Versus Jalen Brunson's Finals MVP will be on a Knicks team that no one saw winning a chip. You know what I mean? So
yeah, except for us, we foresaw that.
Yeah, we did. And so, I got Shea's gonna win MVP and Finals MVP this year. That's crazy, man. If
I got OKC. I got OKC winning this shit.
It's over, bro. That puts him. We're gonna have a broader discussion about where SGA goes all time. In my opinion, I mean,
if he does this for another 3-4 years, gets him another chip. He's a PG, right? SGA is a point guard.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, if he's a point guard, I mean, we start talking about he does this, gets another chip. I mean, he's better than CP3 to me.
You evil as hell.
That nigga better than CP3.
Yeah, he'd be better than CP3. If he's a shooting guard, I would tell people take James Harden wherever y'all put him in the shooting guard discussion. Some of you guys were trying to put him over D-Wade, which was crazy. But just take James Harden.
I'll say this: James Harden's best season is better than D-Wade's best season, 100%.
Whoa! No,
easy.
No, I don't have that. Go, and we'll save it for another day. It wasn't you. I think it was Jackson. Someone said they would argue D-Wade versus James Harden with me, but I'm like, yo, go search up D-Wade's 2004 Finals stats. Those stats are it's better than anything Harden ever did in the playoffs ever.
But final stats is like, the playoff players are different. I mean, the better playoff player is D-Wade for sure.
Okay, you're just saying a whole list. Okay, a season. Because I'm like, if my best D-Wade season is going to be 04, like, that's a crazy D-Wade, bro.
But you know, it's crazy. I've done this. Like, me and Jalen had this discussion. So we've paired the best D-Wade. And we also did the best PG and best Kawhi season. And
Paul George?
Close. Yep. In their prime.
And so I see what you're saying. You're going peak. Yeah. And honestly, I lose that discussion because that's what I use in my argument for MJ. I use the peak. Yeah. So you might be right. Because I don't take longevity the same way other people do, because that's what they use for LeBron. They're like, well, look at how long. I'm like, but this though. You feel me? So, okay, you might be right. Then, I'm going to say SGA is going to be a top 5 shooting guard if he wins another chip.
Most def, because he'll never.
Is he better than Manu Ginobili? Why do y'all have me keep?
Yes, he is better than Manu for sure. Manu,
if he wins, not right now.
Yes, he
is.
Oh, you're taking Ginobili over SGA.
SGA no chip, yes. You guys keep having me die on the Ginobili hill. I'm like, guys, you do know he's the 4th. Well, yeah. Aside from Allen Iverson, he's a top 5 shooting guard in league history.
Bro, because it's Kobe, AI.
It's MJ, Kobe, D Wade, James Harden, Manu, and Allen Iverson 5-6.
I'm taking AI over Ginobili. Bro.
He has 4 chips. I'm like,
I know, bro, but he was with the dynasty.
Yeah.
And Clay might be better than that nigga, bro. I'm not gonna. Is Clay a small forward or shooting guard?
Small forward, because of how Draymond played power forward. That's what I'm saying, man. Because they play small ball, or
Okay.
maybe
If Clay's a shooting guard, I'm taking Clay over Ginobili.
I'm not taking Clay over anything for shit.
Oh, you're crazy.
I'm not taking Clay for nothing.
Clay was a true definition of a two-way, bro.
Now, Steph proved to me why Clay was not that good to begin with. Because yeah, he did. Because when Steph, the way he started hooping after Clay left, it made me just realize, everyone on the Warriors is open. Niggas just don't be shooting. And Clay was the only nigga that was shooting because the shots was so open. Because Steph, bro, have you watched the Warriors? Bro? Like, I'm talking about Jimmy Butler. They'll catch the ball and just be wide open, and they're not taking the shot. And I'm like, this is just weird. So, but ever since I saw Clay in Dallas, I'm like, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, but Clay's washed now, bro.
You think he's washed?
Clay was washed even in like this last season of the Warriors.
Yeah, that's
what you be shitting on players, bro. You be shitting
on players, man. I do be shitting on players. We're gonna see, man. SGA's mid. Jalen Brunson's okay, bro. Ant-Man's gonna be the goal. And that's all I have to say, bro. Those are my real thoughts, to be honest, yo. You feel me? Ant-Man is 6. That's all I got. And who else is playing? Oh, Tyrese Haliburton. He's cool. All these niggas are cool, bro. That's all I have to say. All these niggas are cool. John Stockton would have gave crazy work to all these niggas. And yeah.
I mean, that's true. Niggas don't like. I would never hear anyone try to tell me that. I bet there's an idiot out there that thinks Brunson is better than John Stockton.
Crazy. I was watching TJ McConnell play. I had to search up John Stockton. I said, bro, he played just like someone I've seen before. And I was like, oh, bro, that's exactly how John Stockton used to dribble. Just slower.
No, bro. John Stockton, Larry Bird, obviously Mike. Them niggas transcend time. Like, John Stockton would be a freaking bucket right now. He would be Trae Young. John Stockton, whatever people think Trae Young is, John Stockton is one notch above that. Yeah, so
I agree.
Plus, but besides Trae Young, John Stockton can actually play defense. So
thank you. And he's leader of steals all time. So,
and no one's ever breaking that shit.
And it's not even close. It's not even close. So, all right, bro. We're going to get this one out. We appreciate you guys listening. I'll talk to you soon, gang.
Most of our gang.
Yes, sir. Where's my mouse?